Hola amigos, feliz viernes. Hoy es viernes. Yo soy Rory y estoy contento de estar aquí contigo hoy. So our medical Spanish quick tip for today has to do with how to say time and times in Spanish. And remember, all of these quick tips are inspired by our Mastering Medical Spanish course. This is our signature medical Spanish course that we offer twice a year. And if you're working on your medical Spanish, this is really the best way to have some online learning that you do on your own time combined with online live classes. It's an amazing course and I'd encourage you to check it out. Okay, so today's lesson is vez versus tiempo in Spanish. And we can make either of those plural to be veces or tiempos. And these both mean time or times. But when you say the word time or times in Spanish, it doesn't always mean the same thing. Let's take a look at some examples and you'll begin to deduce the difference here. Okay, algunos ejemplos. ¿Cuántas veces ha tenido estos síntomas durante este mes? So, how many times have you had these symptoms during this month? Okay, one question. ¿Y cuánto tiempo duran los síntomas cuando los tiene? And how much time do the symptoms last when you have them? Okay, how many times, how much time? Think about what we're really saying in English, but we only have one word for it, time. There's two words for it in Spanish. What's the difference? Let's keep going. Una vez, los síntomas duraron mucho tiempo. One time, the symptoms lasted a lot of time. Como todo el día, like all day long. Pero la mayoría de las veces, but most of the times que tengo los síntomas, that I have the symptoms, duran menos tiempo. They last for less time. Unas horas no más, a couple of hours and no more. Okay, so what are we seeing? There's a difference that you probably or maybe haven't thought of in the past between vez and veces and tiempo and tiempos. The difference between vez and tiempo. ¿Cuál es la diferencia? Well, vez is an occurrence. So we say time, and that time could mean, the actual time on the watch, which we're actually not even talking about in this lesson. We'll get to that next lesson because it's a different word. There's a third word for time. So here we go. Occurrence. Una vez los síntomas duraron. So one time, one occurrence, these symptoms lasted however long. Veces is just the plural, occurrences. So again, we say times. We don't tend to say occurrences, we say times. ¿Cuántas veces ha tenido? How many times have you had this, that, or the other? But what we really mean is how many occurrences have you had this, right? Okay, tiempo is a duration of time. Very different than an occurrence. And so, ¿y cuánto tiempo duran? And so how much time do they last? Tiempos plural is periods, like times, and we think of probably a little bit less in the medical context, but think about sports and how many periods there are in a game or how many quarters, for example, in a football game. Let's look. Los partidos de fútbol, soccer, tienen dos tiempos or dos periodos. It's a synonym. Tiempos and periodos in that case. De 45 minutos cada uno. Okay? Los partidos de fútbol americano, so American football games, tienen cuatro tiempos de 15 minutos cada uno. And so here we're using tiempo as a duration of time and the plural tiempos as like the noun for those two durations of time or four durations of time in a football game. So tiempo is never occurrences. Vez and veces are only ever occurrences. So el error más común then is usar tiempo o tiempos cuando debe usar vez o veces. So the most common error that we see with our Spanish students is using tiempo when you should be using veces. So saying something like this. ¿Cuántos tiempos ha tenido estos síntomas en el pasado? That's wrong. ¿Cuántos tiempos is wrong. What we want to say is ¿cuántas veces ha tenido estos síntomas en el pasado? Here's another example. Un tiempo yo tuve un paciente que, and in your mind you're thinking, yeah, one time I had a patient that, this, that, or the other. But un tiempo is wrong because it's a period of time. But what you really want to say is an occurrence. And so we have to say una vez yo tuve un paciente que. All right, that's it for our quick tip. If you've got preguntas, please post them below, in the comments section, and we'll be sure to answer them for you. Y gracias por aprender español conmigo. Juntos mejoramos comunidades. Para más español, make sure you head over to Common Ground International, and you can check out the medical Spanish section there. All sorts of free resources for you and great classes like the MMS course. Para un examen de español médico, if you're looking for a free medical Spanish terminology test, head over to Certified Spanish and you can create a free account and take an unlimited number of medical Spanish terminology tests. All right, gracias amigos. Nos vemos la próxima semana. Ciao.